I also want to acknowledge the role of intentionality in conversation. Many authors in the mind, body, spirit field are writing about the power of intention at the moment, and the way that when we have clear intention, we're more likely to manifest what we want. And so in conversation, it really helps sometimes to do some preparation offline before going online and talking to the other person. Asking yourself, what's my intention? You know, is it to ask for forgiveness? Is it to say, I'm sorry? Is it to give some feedback? But the clearer you are with your intention, the higher the intention is, the more likely you are to have a productive conversation. Also important is respect. So in the book I write about connecting with respect. So meeting the other person where they are. Different people speak different languages, and I'm not talking about French or Spanish or Arabic or Cantonese. I'm talking about some people speak more the language of the head. They want to talk about their thoughts. They want to analyse things more. Other people speak more the language of the heart. They want to talk about their feelings and their emotions. And some of the art of conversation is tuning into the other person, working out what kind of language they speak and meeting them there. And that sometimes requires a certain adjustment on our own behalf. The quality of the tone in a conversation is really important. We know from the research on marriage, for example, by Professor John Gottman in the States, he can take an hour-long video of a conversation between a couple talking about a contentious issue, and he can predict with 95% certainty whether that couple will be married or divorced 15 years later. Okay, that is long-range prediction. It rarely happens in the world of psychology that we can get such accuracy, and it's all about the tone of the conversation between the two partners. And what kills a conversation are a number of things, chief among them being contempt. I also want to mention the role that speaking your truth plays. This is fundamental to having a big conversation or any kind of life-changing conversation, and yet again it can be extraordinarily difficult to do sometimes. The research shows that in everyday conversation we reveal what we're truly feeling normally only 2 to 3% of the time. Most of us don't tend to wear our hearts on our sleeves, but when we speak our truth, we do need to speak about what we're feeling. Feelings are the language of the soul, to use the words of Neil Donald Walsh, and that is how we really connect on a deeper level with other people. Also in conversation, somewhat paradoxically, the deeper work to do is actually to look at the conversation you're having with yourself. What's going on with your inner dialogue, with your inner thoughts? Because if your inner voice is saying, I'm not good enough, or I don't know how to connect with this person, or who am I to speak out, then that is going to stymie the conversation before you've even got started. And so again, there are ways that we can become more conscious of the inner voice inside ourselves, and we can start, once it's made conscious, we can start changing those thoughts to be more affirming, so that we can open ourselves up and speak to the other person.